In a dramatic and revealing moment, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, faced an unexpected public reckoning with his new life as an ordinary citizen in the United States. During a video appearance in a U.S. immigration hearing aimed at extending his visa, the Duke experienced a confrontation with his loss of royal privileges. The moment that set this off came at the beginning of the proceedings, when the judge addressed him simply as Mr. Henry Wales, his birth name, and a title-free identity that he hadn't used publicly in years. The use of Mr. instead of Prince left Harry visibly shaken, sparking a strong emotional reaction as he grappled with his new status far removed from the deference he was accustomed to as a member of Britain's royal family. As the hearing unfolded, it became clear that Harry's response was about more than just a formal title. Reportedly, he was so visibly distressed that he teared up, struggling to control his emotions. This reaction from the Duke, a public figure known for advocating mental health awareness, reflected the depth of his internal struggle with the recent changes in his life. However, the judge was unyielding, reminding him sternly that royal titles hold no legal weight in this courtroom. This interaction served as a potent reminder that, in the eyes of U.S. law, Prince Harry was just another individual navigating immigration procedures, no different from any other applicant. Throughout the hearing, the reality of his new life without royal privileges was starkly laid out. Harry shared, candidly and emotionally, the difficulties he faced adjusting to life as a private citizen in the U.S., expressing the immense toll it has taken on him psychologically. For someone who had been raised with an extraordinary level of deference, security, and unspoken privileges, transitioning to the status of a regular person in a foreign land seemed to be a more difficult shift than anticipated. He openly admitted to the court that he was struggling to adapt, a sentiment that was met with minimal sympathy by the judge. Instead, the judge pointedly advised Harry to seek counseling to help him manage these challenges, a recommendation many perceived as a subtle rebuke, urging him to take responsibility for adjusting to his life outside the royal family. Following the hearing, the judge granted Harry a 6-month extension on his visa, contingent on his continued adherence to U.S. laws and regulations. However, he issued a stern warning that further emotional outbursts or perceived disruptions could jeopardize his immigration status. This stern condition left little doubt that the U.S. immigration system would not be swayed by royal heritage, no matter how significant it once was. This confrontation did not go unnoticed by the public. Almost as soon as the transcript of the hearing became available, it went viral, flooding social media platforms with criticism, ridicule, and fascination. Public reaction was swift and unforgiving. The Duke was widely mocked online as commentators contrasted his previous life of opulence and privilege with the reality he now faces. Memes and videos circulated, some portraying him as an out-of-touch royal unable to adapt to ordinary life, others questioning his mental resilience. In forums and comment sections, many Americans responded with biting sarcasm, implying that his wealth and status as a former prince should have made his life easier, and any struggles he faced adapting to life in the U.S. were trivial in comparison to those of the average citizen. Harry's apparent struggle to adapt has reignited public debate over his choice to step back from royal duties, a decision he made in 2020 with his wife, Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex. At the time, the couple had cited a desire for privacy, autonomy, and freedom from the restrictions of royal life. Yet now, with his grievances aired publicly in a U.S. courtroom, some are questioning whether he fully understood the implications of stepping away from the monarchy. There's growing speculation that Harry may not have been prepared for the true extent of the lifestyle changes, and that he is grappling with the unexpected challenges of blending into American society without the privileges he once held as part of the British royal family. Close sources have reportedly voiced concerns about Harry's mental well-being. Some insiders who claim to know Harry intimately suggested that he has been increasingly isolated and may be struggling with feelings of loss and regret over his departure from royal life. According to these sources, while Harry was aware that he would need to adjust, the reality of that adjustment has proven far more complex than anticipated. There is even speculation about his ongoing adaptation and mental health, with concerns that he may be feeling more alone than ever, separated by an ocean from his family, country, and the duties that once defined his life. The public's unfiltered response to Harry's immigration hearing highlights the often relentless scrutiny he faces in both the UK and the US. While some sympathize with the psychological toll of leaving a deeply rooted identity, others took a far harsher view, suggesting that his reaction symbolized a refusal to let go of his royal status even after renouncing his duties. Many also criticized his apparent expectation that his former life would afford him preferential treatment in the US, an attitude that some argued demonstrated a lack of understanding or appreciation for the equality principle in American society, where titles and royal status hold no sway. The irony of this situation isn't lost on the public. Prince Harry, who once fervently sought freedom from the confines of royal life, now appears trapped by the psychological weight of the very decision he fought so hard to make. As he attempts to build a new identity on foreign soil, his struggle with his past identity may prove to be a significant hurdle in his path. The viral backlash from his immigration hearing transcript has revealed a stark divide between the life Harry left behind and the one he is currently navigating, where the royal titles that once defined him are now reduced to footnotes in his new life. As speculation mounts regarding his mental health, the judge's recommendation for counseling has brought to the fore important questions about the emotional implications of such drastic life changes. Experts have pointed out that leaving behind a prestigious social identity, especially one so globally significant, can create an identity crisis, and that counseling could indeed help Harry work through the layers of grief and adaptation necessary for such a transition. But it remains uncertain whether Harry will embrace this advice or continue to resist the reality of his present circumstances. For Harry, this public immigration hearing has become more than a legal proceeding. It represents a microcosm of his internal battle with identity and privilege, a struggle witnessed by millions who are eager to weigh in on the trials of this modern royal trying to make a life on his own terms. Whether he finds peace in his new life, free from the shadow of his former title, or continues to grapple with the complex demands of this new identity, Prince Harry's journey is far from over, and the world will be watching every step.